All right. Pigskin preview time. College football week 2. NFL week 1. I've said this already before, but we've officially made it. Not only do we have a full slate of college football this weekend, we also have a full slate of NFL football this weekend. A full Sunday, jam packed of the National Football League. And finally, on this platform, we get to talk NFL football from week 1, start of a football season. I've been waiting for this for so long. But because there was no weekly weekend wrap up due to Labor Day weekend happening and me being busy, I was out on the golf course. I know none of you give a fuck about that. Um, I need to recap what happened in college football. I went 8-8 with my picks. Unlike Lee Corso, who went a perfect 6-0. Um, Pudge the Cat is 1-0. Bowling Green starting the year off. A second consecutive season started for the Bowling Green State Falcons, returning the opening kickoff back to the house for a touchdown. That's incredible. Kent State and Purdue both ended their losing streaks, and I'll talk about a few of the big things that happened during week 1. Week 1 was action packed. Week 2, not really as many games of magnitude. Still plenty of games that you should keep your eye on a Saturday. Not like last week where you were glued the whole time. You might be able to get out and do whatever you need to do around the house, whatever your significant other has been bitching about you to do for weeks that, you why you waited until football season, I don't know, but I get it. They always find something else wrong. Um, I guess we'll start with my Irish. Um, Jeremiah Love was non-existent. He wasn't a factor. I chalk it up to them using him as a decoy in the fact that Miami probably game planned for Jeremiah Love more. But at some point, man, you got the best running back in the country back there. You got to use him more. You got to give him the ball more. And the bubble screen, the bubble wide receiver screen, we all know what play I'm talking about. It's the worst play in football. I don't care who runs it. It is the absolute stinker of a play. It works maybe 30% of the time. But goddamn, that other 70%, you're better off handing the ball off to your running back and gaining at least 2 yards than running a play that is either gonna, because it's up in the air, go incomplete or turnover, or if it's completed, they're more than likely the wide receiver is gonna get stopped in the backfield and lose 3 to 5 yards. I hate it. The Irish ran it all fucking night. It drove me nuts when they finally let CJ Carr rip the ball. I think CJ Carr is going to be fine. His first career start on the road in Miami. That's another thing I'll have to say about the umbrella of what week 1 was. The games on campus that had magnitude: Texas, Ohio State, Florida State, Alabama, Notre Dame, Miami, Clemson, LSU. All those games, I am so happy were on campus. Just to stop with all this neutral site bullshit in the beginning of the season. Nobody cares that much, at least anymore. The fans would rather the games be back on campuses where they belong in college football until bowl season. Back to the Notre Dame game. CJ Carr is going to be fine. I thought he looked very poised for it being his first career start. Freshman on the road. Love the white boy fade that he had with his haircut. I think the Irish are going to be fine. If you're going to lose a game, why not lose one on the road week 1 to a top 10 opponent? Um, Arch Manning uh, got a lot of growing up to do, and I don't mean that as a personal slight. I mean that in the football terms. He's got to take his cuts. He's got to take his bruises when it comes to learning how to play football at a high intense level. That is the college game, and especially more so when he makes the jump to the NFL. There were a lot of things I didn't understand what he was doing. The sidearm throws, the the back, like his feet were never planted. He got happy feet back there. But when he did set and when he did take time, he dropped every. I mean, they still had a chance to make that a game at the end. Texas was still in it up to the end. That was a defensive battle through and through, and I could say that for a lot of the games on week one. These defenses in a lot of these big programs are elite. It's gonna be tough to really score when you get these big matchups playing. When you get these elite teams playing against each other this year, it's gonna be tough, man. These defenses all around the board are tough. They gave Arch fits, and I'm a big Ohio State hater, but man, Julian Sayin looks all the part of an Ohio State quarterback, and what I mean by that is that he'll be good enough to keep Ohio State, because of the weapons around him, in games long enough to have a shot to win it. So, and Ohio State defense back to, they didn't lose a step. Matt Patricia is probably going to work out just fine there, showing schemes that a lot of kids in college, a lot of coordinators in college haven't seen. So, but I'm not like week one. I'm not poo pooing on anybody. I'm not selling on anybody, except for the next team I'm going to talk about. But before I talk about them, I'm saying that to say that Arch in Texas, I think, will be fine. Texas's defense is stout again. Like, they were flying all over the field. Ohio State's defense was flying all over the field. I'm a football sicko. I hate Ohio State, but what a fun game to watch. I just loved the chess match that was. It was a real. It's what sickos like me sign up to watch. Like, high scoring games, those are cool. Not all the time. Sometimes you want a football game like that. Now, I said on this show, Alabama's gonna win 5 games, and I was proven correctly when they marched into Tallahassee and Tommy Castellanos stood on the business that he stood on all offseason when talking about this game, saying Nick Saban ain't there to save him. And I was on my way to the Guardians game, so I was only able to watch the first half on the way up there. Um, but Florida State, another one, just flying all around the field on all sides of the football. Bama was getting demolished everywhere you looked. Just looked like they were unprepared to play. And I have a feeling, I'm telling y'all, Bama's in trouble. A lot of people are saying don't worry about it, still blah blah. No, Bama's in trouble. That team is in trouble. They are in a real awakening, a real, what do you call, moment is gonna catch them, and just like it caught Bill Belichick, where, good God, I mean, what the fuck was that, folks? I mean, Jesus Christ. Talk about a team that didn't come prepared to play. Yeah, opening script was Kevin Stefanski-esque. March right down the field and score. But then it was like the Tar Heels forgot that there were 50 more minutes of ball left to play. Like, apparently, according to the ESPN stat, they didn't complete a pass for two real-time hours. That's insane. That's insane. The defense looked lost. TCU, credit to them. I think after watching them on Monday night, now granted, North Carolina could just be god awful bad, but TCU looks like they're ready to get back up in the conversation of, hey, a Big 12 that's wide open. We're here. We're here to fuck around and maybe do something in this. So those were my wrap ups from week one. Figured I could load it up in this show due to it only being week one, and there really wasn't much other takeaway. I was at the Guardians game and I didn't get to see Clemson and LSU. Heard it was a hell of a game. Brian Kelly finally got over the hump. Congratulations, it's week one game. You got to win the rest of them and win playoff games in order for me to be impressed. But that's all I had from week one. That is the wrap up on the Pigskin preview. Now let's get into the preview of week two. As I said, Coach Corso in his final headgear, his final slate of college football live on game day, he went perfect. My dumbass didn't even think to put in the parlay of all the picks that he had. I went 8-8. I'm 9-10 overall on the year. And let's get into. We're not gonna get all the games. Like I said, it's one of those that you usually see in week one, but now there's, people are getting their cupcake games in, get their, whoever lost last week's going to get a frustration out. Irish are on a bye week. They got A&M week 3, but all right, let's get into some games. Um, I've already placed a few bets. As I said, if you have a gambling problem or know someone with a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'll tell you what I put in so far when it comes to the money, but I will also just put in picks that I'm not going to gamble on, but because, I like picking games and seeing how I'll do this year and what, let's have some fun. So the first game is on Friday. We've got, I'll just bring this a little closer just so I can see it better. We've got James Madison on the road at Louisville. I like James Madison in this spot. I picked them outright on a bet to win money line. Probably a very high scoring game. Just one of those early season upsets, like we saw South Florida give Boise State. We'll talk about them when we get into it. I should probably go through the top 25 like I would on the wrap up. Our week 2 top 25 going into it. A new number 1, it's Ohio State. Number 2, Penn State. Number 3, LSU. Number 4, Georgia. Number 5, Miami. Number 6, Oregon. Number 7, Tennessee. Number 8, Clemson. Number 9, Notre Dame. Number 10, South Carolina. Lenoris Sellers is a dog, man. That guy is strong as hell. And talking about South Carolina, their game against Virginia Tech over the weekend. Virginia Tech's got wide receivers all over the field. Virginia Tech's going to give people fits all year. Watch out for Virginia Tech in an ACC that we thought was going to be held down by Clemson, but looks like it's pretty wide open if you're competitive. Number 11, Illinois. Number 12, Arizona State. Number 13, Florida. Number 14, Florida State. Number 15, Michigan. Number 16, Iowa State. Number 17, SMU. Number 18, Oklahoma. Number 19, Texas A&M. Number 20, Ole Miss. Number 21, Alabama. 22, Tennessee. 23, Indiana. 24, Texas Tech. And 25, Utah. Dropping out is Kansas State, who was 17th, and Boise State, who was ranked 25th. All right. Now, back to the games. We've got JMU upsetting Louisville on the road. That's really the only other game of note Friday. Saturday, FIU Penn State, San Jose State, Texas. Illinois Duke's an interesting one. Illinois going on the road. Let's see if it's really on the road. You never know nowadays. Yeah, Wallace Wade Stadium. Should be, yep, in Durham. True road game for Illinois. I'm gonna take the Illini in this spot. I did not put any money on it, but for the sake of this show, and I've picked games since week 0, we're gonna go Illinois. Iowa State, another game I haven't put money on, but Iowa is an underdog going on the road to play the Cyclones in Ames. Um, a rivalry game. I love that it's early in the year. One of those that's I feel like usually played early in the year, if not always is played early in the year. Iowa State won that slot fest. They won again last week. They're 2-0. Oh boy, you know what? Let's take Iowa State. Let's go Iowa State to win at home and show the country that the Big 12 should be theirs. Baylor, SMU. I took SMU money on this one. Just I see the ball go through the hoop. Baylor is terrible. They lost to Auburn, gave up a lot of points. Let's see. Kent State on the road against Texas Tech. Kent State losing streak is going to start again because Texas Tech might put a hurting on them. Central Michigan Pitt. That's an intriguing one. That's a very intriguing one. Keep your eye out on that one because if Pitt blows them out, then Pitt should be for real. But the Chippewas, man, Chippewas played tough last week. Going through here. Games of interest. Ole Miss, Kentucky. Kentucky's not very good. I'm staying away from that one. I took Kansas money. They're underdogs against Missouri. This one might be a neutral site. Let's see. No, it's in Memorial Stadium in Columbia, Missouri. So it's a Missouri Tiger home game. Give me Kansas to walk in there and get probably a close one. I would say Kansas gets a close one. I put money on them. Oh, Bowling Green, Cincinnati. I'm definitely putting money on this. Bowling Green, Pudge the Cat. Uh, I'm going until it stops. Give me Bowling Green. Um, Adding it to the card. I might as well. I'll add it later. Let's see here. UAB and Navy. That's an interesting one. West Virginia, Ohio. This is a true home game for the Ohio Bobcats, and I love them to upset the West Virginia Mountaineers. They gave Rutgers fits last week. It's a home game. It should be rocking enough because of the magnitude of the game that Ohio should steal one here. So I like Ohio. South Florida and Florida. I'm not gambling this game, but for the sake of the show, give me South Florida to upset Florida on the road in Gainesville. That's another quarterback that I watched that's strong as hell for the South Florida Bulls. South Florida's electric when they move the ball on offense. I really don't believe in Florida. Again, Bill Napier coaching for his job, so give me the South Florida Bulls for a pick. What else we got here? North Carolina, Charlotte, and North Carolina is favored. I might take Charlotte there, but I'm not gonna make it official. My last of well, not my last, but my last official money pick is Mississippi State at home against Arizona State. Love the Bulldogs in this spot. Um, I think it's just one of those where if it were a neutral site game, I'd take the Sun Devils all day. But due to the fact that you have to go to Starkville and they're believing again down there a little bit, and those cowbells, if you're not playing well on the road, will get to your ass. So give me Mississippi State in the upset there. And oh yeah, Michigan, Oklahoma. Oh man, two teams that still have big question marks for me. I'm gonna take Michigan due to the fact that they're not gonna have Sharon Moore the next 2 weeks after this game due to the uh, um suspensions and things that were hammered down for the Michigan scandal, for the sign stealing scandal. So give me Michigan in this spot to take it from Oklahoma. And again, another game that's on campus, home game for Oklahoma. But I think Michigan walks in there. I'm not gambling on this one. I might later, but because I do this show for y'all on Thursdays uh, just so you could have me before you watch your regular Fridays programming. Like maybe if you hear me say something and somebody that you've been listening to for a long time says the same thing, it might help you. Um, and a lot of like I put in upsets and games that I like already because I'm confident in that. And there are sometimes I'll wake up with hunches and I'll either go with it or I won't. But for the sake of it, it's mostly a pick. We're just mostly doing picks. So yeah, I might wake up Saturday, and if I have a good afternoon slate, I might go ahead and throw a little bit on Michigan. You know, have a little fun. That's what it's all about, really. It's not about. It's for me. It's about having fun. For me, I love making picks. I love watching football. I love looking at the lines and doing the math and all that. It's fun. I love. It's fun for me. It's not anything crazy. It's fun. We're having fun. It adds another element to this beautiful game we love. So I'll take Michigan at the upset on the road. And as I keep going through here, Akron on the road against Nebraska should be an easy one. Boston College, Michigan State. That's a. I mean, Michigan State handled Western Michigan, but would they be able to handle a Billy O'Brien team that year two? That's what I'm trying to say. The Salukis are playing Purdue. UL Monroe, Alabama, get right game. If Alabama don't smoke them, uh, you if they don't smoke UL Monroe, I'm telling you, 5 games, 5 games maximum, they will win this year. The Alabama Crimson Tide, UCLA, UNLV, Nico Iamaleava, he just stunk the bet up. And Tennessee against Syracuse looked way better without him than they did with him. That Aguilar kid that plays quarterback for Tennessee now looked really good against Syracuse. I probably, you know what? I'm gonna take UNLV in this spot. Um, Maybe I'll gamble it, maybe I won't, but we'll take UNLV here because it's so late. These late games, you gotta like, you know what I mean. I talk about them Wednesday night, so you can have it on Thursday. Um, and that looks like it's it for games of notice for week 2 of the college football season. Very excited to just. I have another Oblo Saturday afternoon, but I should be able to catch the games of notice, and hopefully where I'm going has a television somewhere. Um, so we've done all that. We've done this. All right. All right. I think it's time, guys. I think it's time to talk a little National Football League, huh? I think it's time to finally talk regular season NFL football, huh? Are you just as pumped up as me? Are you just as pumped up as me? All right, let's get right into it then. We start with tonight, the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Banner night for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Dallas Cowboys traded away superstar edge rusher Micah Parsons, but they did get all-pro defensive tackle Kenny Clark, who will help them tremendously in a area that they were very unsuccessful last year in stopping the run up the middle, and 2 first-round picks, which could come in handy uh, depending on who's making those picks. Now we know how it's worked out so far, but now these, let's talk about these picks. For right now, we're gonna go off of just picks. I might do a live stream Sunday morning, because NFL is a vibes thing. You have to see the injury report. You have to see, um, who's in, who's out, who's like game time scratch. Anything can happen between Wednesday night as I record this and Sunday morning before pregame. So most of these are going to be a preview. Not really going to pick either way unless I feel real strongly. So, um, the official slate. I do a picks pool with me, my dad, my brother, and my brother's buddy, and I will keep track of my games there, so I'll be able to show y'all, so I'm not lying to you. And like I said, I'm thinking about doing a live stream to talk about lines and gambling and things like that, to get us ready for Sunday. Um, so when we're going into this week 1, whatever I say, I'm gonna make picks on, like, this one's a no brainer for me. Like, I'm gonna take the Eagles, banner night, opening night, Cowboys, new head coach, and Brian Schottenheimer on the road, division opponent, banner night. It's an easy pick for me. Um, Give me the Eagles in this spot. Um, I just can't. I just don't see how Dallas is going to be able to stop them off the energy, off the vibes. It's going to be, and the Micah Parsons thing has got to be looming over them still. So give me the Eagles in this spot, and then Friday night football in Brazil. They're doing this again, free on YouTube. You do not have to have a Prime subscription or anything like that. This is a free game to watch on YouTube. The only place to watch it is on YouTube. So if you've got a parent or somebody, grandparent that it knows there's football on but can't find it, YouTube, help them out. Chiefs and Chargers, again, I think another no-brainer. I think this is the Chiefs all day. It's tough to pick these games this early, going out of the country and doing this. Like, the Chiefs are the better team on paper, so essentially the Chiefs should win this game. But it's week 1 in the NFL, and preseason don't mean dick. It really doesn't. Like, the Browns went undefeated. That doesn't fucking matter, dude. Um, we've seen the Browns go undefeated in preseason and then finish 0-16. So, I'll take the Chiefs in this one, just off the strength that the Chiefs are the better team. They have Patrick Mahomes. Um, they should be able to win this game. Now we get into Sunday. Now we get into being back in the spin cycle, the Sunday ticket up. Excuse me. Every single game, I'm super duper duper excited. Let's get into some preview. We'll preview every game. Um, we'll start with my Brownies. We'll start with the Bengals and the Browns. I'm going to give you a pick here, too. I love the Cleveland Browns here. And it's not just because I'm being a homer. I truly, truly, truly believe for this game, having Joe Flacco back there, going through a whole off season, a whole training camp, it's the Stefanski offense again with Stefanski calling plays. Everybody is ready to roll week one back in Cleveland Brown or Huntington Bank Field. I'm one of those guys, like, I'll always call it Cleveland Brown Stadium. It's been so many different things. It's always gonna be CBS to me. So um that game week one at home, the Browns fans are just excited to have Joe back. They're excited the vibe should be better. I love Joe just spinning it, throwing one to Njoku. The defense showing up because Joe Burrow and the Bengals don't play well at the beginning of the season and don't play well in Cleveland historically. So I love the Cleveland Browns in this spot. I think if they only win one game this year, it'll be this one. Um, so give me the Browns. We've got Cardinals Saints in the Poop Bowl. I think the Saints are going to be god awful. I think everybody thinks the Saints are going to be god awful. I don't think it's a tank thing. I just think they did that salary, like push the can down the road with their salary cap, that it's finally caught up to them. And it's like, hey, you can't just go out there and sign guys for the best players for ridiculous contracts and not finally pay up. The Browns are going to be seeing that with Deshaun Watson, but hopefully we've been able to structure guys as deals in a way that will still be able to continue to add. But New Orleans has got to pay the piper right now. They've been paying the piper for a little bit this year. They're really going to stink. Spencer Rattler is going to be their starting quarterback to start the year. The Cardinals should walk in there and mop the floor with them. Um, Dolphins and Colts. Another two teams. I mean, you got Danny Dimes. Daniel Jones is the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. Um, the Dolphins have trust issues as a team. Um, the Tyreek Hill thing at the end of the year last year, him saying he didn't want to be there. Um, is Tua going to be able to stay healthy? Is that team going to be able to stay? I'm not going to. On paper, they look good. On paper, the Dolphins look like they should be competitive. And but Daniel Jones, I mean, this is one I'm gonna waffle. It's gonna be one of those until I have to make a pick on Sunday. I'm just gonna be going like it. The Dolphins should be the pick, but the fact that it's actually, now that I'm thinking out loud, it's the first home game without Jim Irsay. Week one, I at Colts. Give me the Colts here. That no brainer pick, and I'll probably gamble that money line as well. It's the Jim Irsay game, first game in the Irsay Dome without him. Yeah, I'm glad that just dawned on me. Give me the Colts. Raiders, Patriots. I've actually put in a future on the Patriots to win the division. I think the New England Patriots are going to be a lot better than people are giving them credit for. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to be a lot worse than what people think. The other future I've put in already is the Cleveland Browns to win the division as well. Should probably slide that in there while I'm talking futures. So give me the Patriots over the Raiders. The Patriots are at home. Raiders, I think um, Gino's gonna do well for him. Pete Carroll just needs to instill what he needs to instill. Same with Mike Vrabel. It's gonna take time bowl in this one, but my official pick will be the Patriots. Steelers and Jets. This is a tough one for me. Aaron Rodgers returns back to New York, where he wasn't the best he's ever been in his career. Hurt for one of them. And Pittsburgh's got those guys on paper that you look at it and go, wow, they have him. Wow, they have him. Like Jalen Ramsey is an example for that. Like they have Jalen Ramsey playing defensive back for him now. I don't have a pick yet here. I, I I need to watch both teams. I mean, this is one that Aaron Glenn could have him rah-rah'd up. being new head coach of the Jets, Aaron Glenn, who was the defensive coordinator for the Lions last year. But Justin Fields, man, it's one of those, like, it's how I feel when I wake up on Sunday. Am I gonna hate watch the Steelers, or am I gonna be like, you know what, this is a spot that Aaron Rodgers is on a better team than he was last year. He's got DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren to run the ball, but are the Steelers going to run the ball this year? I would think you would have to more with Rodgers, so he's upright and able to play more. Um, but we'll see about that. Giants and Commanders. Probably an easy spot to take the Commanders. Russell Wilson playing quarterback for the New York Football Giants now. Jackson Dart's their QB2. Jameis Winston's QB3 on the Giants. Probably Commanders all the way. I need to see. I don't believe that Jaden Daniels is going to have a sophomore slump, but I need to see if Washington really got better in the offseason, if that defense really improved enough to make sure that they are complete and can compete with the Eagles, who I think are probably going to win that division again. No team has won that division back-to-back years since I think 2004 or 2006, something like that, the NFC East. I think the Eagles could do it. I think the Eagles are going to not cakewalk, but for lack of a better phrase, cakewalk through the season and just somehow be like, oh, they've won enough in the division and they're going to just dominate their season. They'll probably win 12 games. The Commanders will probably win 10 to 11. I'll give them that. Um, Next game, Panthers and Jags. I'm going to Jaguar hate watch all season because the Cleveland Browns have their first round pick. So I hope that the Carolina Panthers beat the dog shit out of them. Don't know what to expect with new head coach Liam Cohen down in Jacksonville. Don't know what to expect on how they're going to use Travis Hunter. Don't really know what to expect how Travis Hunter is going to look in the NFL. I think Travis is going to be a great wide receiver. I think he's going to be great in the slot and great in if Trevor Lawrence could drop the ball in a bucket to him on the sideline. He proved he could do that in college. But if you play him a defensive back, I think he's going to get exposed on that. I think he's a better receiver than he is defensive back. And in the NFL, it's tough to play both ways. They'll try it. They'll do it just to get people to watch. But eventually, I think he's gonna pick a position, and it will be wide receiver. But I'm gonna pick against Jacksonville all season, folks. No matter how they look, I'm picking against them all fucking year. So give me Carolina Panthers official pick here on the Pigskin preview. Next game, Tampa Bay and Atlanta. This is an interesting one. A lot of people love Tampa Bay as their long shot to win the Super Bowl. Like the long shot meaning they have, 20 plus so odds to win the Super Bowl. So not really your favorite you're looking at, but if you're trying to, see a team sneak up there and you could cash, hedge a little bit, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers look like that team. The Atlanta Falcons coming back with Michael Penix Jr. or Penix Jr. I don't know why I keep saying with the P-E. It's Penix. Michael Penix Jr. Do not call him Penix, okay? It's Michael Penix. I don't really. I'll wait till Sunday to pick this game. This is going to be one that's on the TV, one I'm going to be watching. I mean, is Baker going to ball out? He's got another. He's just got weapons to throw to. He's had weapons to throw to most of his career, and if they can just keep him upright and keep him healthy, he can spin it. He's proven he can win in this league. I've been on record before saying how much I hate Baker Mayfield. I still hate Baker Mayfield for what happened at the end of his tenure in Cleveland. But time moves, time heals, and not saying I'm rooting for him, but I'm not saying I hope he does bad anymore. So yeah, how about that? How about that? If you used to watch Cleveland's Biggest Diehards, you're probably like, wow, what the fuck? So that's that. Next game, 49ers Seahawks. Seattle's got a new quarterback. His name is Sam Darnold. They drafted Jalen Milroe. I think the 49ers are going to go back to what they were. Maybe not as contendy as they were, but they will be competitive this season. I think Seattle's going to be a dud. I think they're just going to lay an egg, but I don't know how to pick this game because it's week one. That's the thing with the National Football League. Now, you've heard any given Sunday, but week one is really the week where if you're going to get got, it'll be here because the good teams watch the film, put it on the grass in practice and get better and learn from it. And the bad teams just win this game and then forget that they're bad. Um, so I'm not gonna officially take San Francisco here, but I wouldn't be surprised if I wake up Sunday and be like, yeah, no brainer, San Francisco. Tennessee, Cam Ward era starts now on the road against Denver. What a way to start, Mile High, your first game as a pro. Everybody's raving about the Denver Broncos defense. I think it'll probably be the difference maker here. I think this is a spot where Cam Ward's going to have um, Brian Callahan as his head coach for 1 year, and then they're going to have to look for somebody to maximize his potential. Um, but we'll see, because Brian Callahan has never had anybody to really command the offense like he had Joe Burrow command the offense in Cincinnati when he was the offensive coordinator. So it'll be intriguing to watch the number. It's always intriguing to watch the number one overall pick make his debut. Um, Lions and Packers. I think the Lions are going to take a small step back because they've lost both coordinators. I still think Dan Campbell's a hell of a coach. Um, Green Bay got a hell of a lot better. The Micah Parsons thing with his back, does it concern me? Of course. Does giving up Kenny Clark in the middle concern me? Of course. Does Jordan Love concern me? Of course. Um, but I've got an inkling the Packers are going to win this game, but I'm not officially going to make it till Sunday. Um, the Texans and the Rams. It's a coin flip here. If Matt Stafford could stay healthy, the Rams have the talent to make a run. But it's all dependent on an aging Matt Stafford who used to play through anything. Father time always catches up with you, and the old saying goes, you don't retire from football, football retires you. And I hope that doesn't happen to Matt Stafford, but if their backups are Stetson Bennett and Jimmy G, do you really believe it's tough? This is tough, and I don't think the Texans are going to be that good. I think they're 6 to 7 wins max. um I They have nobody protecting CJ Stroud. And this all could change, but that's just what I'm going off of. Preseason and what I've seen. So I'm not making a pick here, but that's a coin flip, man. That's a vibes when they tell me to make the pick on Sunday morning. The Sunday night football game, the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. I said earlier I think Buffalo is going to not be as good as what people are saying they're going to be. And Baltimore, Baltimore's Baltimore. They've got Lamar Jackson. Their defense is stout. Special teams is going to be firing. However, it's the last season in Highmark Stadium. Um, I'm a big vibes football guy like that. I'll take the Bills officially here in this spot to not lose the last opening day in that place. Give me Buffalo to win there on Sunday night, and then dun 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 Monday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. I think this is gonna be ugly but entertaining. I think it'll start off like 14-14 or like 14-10. Both teams will drive down the field. JJ will drive down and score. Caleb will drive down and score. And then they'll answer again. And then the ugliness is going to start. And I don't have an official pick here. I'm curious to see how both of these teams are going to be due to the quarterback play. I don't think Caleb takes a step back either in a sophomore slump, but I think Ben Johnson's going to be able to unlock what he needs to unlock from them. But is is this the is this the Chicago is a year away from instilling the culture, and is this a wow, JJ McCarthy was not the guy we thought he was when we picked him up? So very interesting. Week one. I can't wait to just sit down on Sunday and hear the Fox music, hear the CBS music, the drums on the CBS, the I forgot his name, Cletus on Fox. I just can't wait. I'm excited for it all. Um, NFL year predictions, I hate those, man, because you don't really know anything about anything, and on paper, yeah, things look good, but I don't know, man. I don't have an MVP. I don't have a Super Bowl pick. I told you two futures I like in, the Browns and I think the Browns are going to be a lot better than what people are giving them credit for. I really do. I think they're going to go out there week 1, they're going to light up Cincinnati, and everybody's going to be like, "Whoa, where the fuck did this come from?" So, I don't really have any predict year predictions for you, man. Like I said, I might wake up and do a live stream Sunday and do some gambling. That is definitely probably going to start later on in the year when we start seeing how teams look. The lines come out and it uh, doesn't look as murky or whatever. But this is a good week. These first 3 weeks are some of the best weeks to look at lines and try to sniff out one that looks fishy. That looks like why is this team getting so many points or why is this team getting so little? It's one of those. It's fun. It adds, like I said, adds another element to your Sunday. But that's all I got for y'all. What a great pigskin preview. I know I told y'all I was going to try to limit it to 30 minutes max, but no weekly weekend wrap up. Added a little extra time. I'm sure y'all don't mind. That's the pigskin preview going into week 2 of college football, week 1 of the NFL. I hope everybody has fun, enjoys themselves, and let's go football and have another weekend. I'll see y'all next week for the weekly weekend wrap up and another pigskin preview. Till then, go football, baby.